We had to wait all the matches in Serie A to be played before stepping on the field again, knowing and being aware of all the result of all the other competitors before match day 2 of Juventus, Sampdoria versus Juventus in Marassi, in Genoa. We talked about a lot of things during the week. Mercato, Depay, Paredes, Zakaria, Milik, Arnautovic, whatever name you want. We talked about the press conference of Allegri. We talked about the presentation of Kostic, about the injuries with Bonucci adding himself on the one that we already knew it was Di Maria. Now it's time to focus. My personal message for all the players probably that are watching the channel is focus 90 minutes in Marassi, because the 3 points are crucial, are really decisive. We have to catch up with Inter that already has 6 points. We have to go over Milan, over Atalanta, over Fiorentina, awaiting for the result of Roma that will play next week. Make abstraction of all the voices, the beautiful one, but all the negative one, abstraction and focus. No excuses. The injuries are part of the game, like the one of Wijnaldum, but also the Mercato rumors can't be a reason, an excuse to be influenced and enter our heads. Rabiot, that was linked to Manchester, will play today. I want him to focus 90 minutes on the field. Rugani, that will maybe play. I want him to focus 90 minutes on the field. Kostic, that will probably start from the first minute. I want him to focus 90 minutes on the field. Vlahovic, that is full of enthusiasm after the brace versus Sassuolo. 90 minutes focus on the field. This is what I want, because I want to be back in Torino with 6 points on top of Serie A, catching up also with a really great and enthusiastic Napoli. Attenzione, we start, guys, Sampdoria, Juve. We will play in black. That really beautiful away shirt tonight is Samp Juve. I'm expecting nothing else than a win. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. It is match day, as you probably already know now, and you know that during match day we start with a motivational messages for the players, but also for the supporters. Focus on the game. This is the main message. In the video, of course, we'll speak about Mercato. What about Depay, Milik, Arnautovic, Paredes? We will give you an update on that, but also focusing, as I asked the players, on today. What will happen today? Who will be the king, the MVP of today? Can we already start thinking about him? Yes, we can. Before starting the video, guys, I recommend you, if you want to, download OneFootball in the description and on the QR code, because it's the best app to keep you up to date. You can't follow every single game. Games are playing simultaneously, so if you want to focus on one game and having the result of the other one, it is super easy. You put on the notification of the game you want, and it is for you. Transfer rumors are there with the news, also there. You can focus on whatever you want. Download it. Again, it is for free for iOS and for Android. OneFootball. We go with the first pages with Vlahovic on Tuttosport, and there is the sentence. It is the night of Vlahovic, notte Vlahovic, Genoa per lui. The night of Vlahovic, Genoa is for him. In the double page, are really giving a lot of space to Dusan Vlahovic, with Dusan for everyone for Dusan. Without Paul Pogba, without Bonucci, without a lot of players like Di Maria, it will be the night of Dusan Vlahovic. We have some statistics. The Dusan Vlahovic played already a few games versus Sampdoria. 4 times he started versus Sampdoria, and every time he scored 5 goals in 4 games as a starter versus Sampdoria. Tonight he has to increase that personal record versus Sampdoria. It is super important versus Sampdoria. He will not be alone. There will also be Kostic next to him to guide him, to give him some support, some assist. We see the words of Massimiliano Allegri that said, yes, it's true, we have some injuries, but I am not scared. And this is what the players have to have in their head, not being scared of playing in Marassi. That again is not an easy game. Going away in Marassi is not easy for anybody, because the environment, the supporters there, they are pumped up. So attenzione for the new players that probably never experienced that atmosphere of Marassi. Vlahovic plus Kostic, Juve, Allegri cambia la coppia gol. Vlahovic plus Kostic, Allegri is changing the duo up front. Is it because he wanted, or maybe because he is obliged? Probably obliged. Without Di Maria, without the arrivals of Depay, or maybe another player like Milik or Arnautovic, Allegri is obliged to do it. But we don't care, because this is what we were all expecting also already versus Sassuolo, to see Kostic starting that game and giving him a lot of assists. This is what we want. This is also what we heard in the press conference of Kostic. He his ideal scenario was to give a beautiful assist to Vlahovic that was able to finish it. Not Bonucci, so who will be there in defense? We are speaking more and more about Rugani pairing up with Bremer, but if we speak about that, who will be the leader? It will be Bremer. Bremer that just arrived, that played only one game with Juventus, is already the leader of that defense. Do we trust him? Absolutely yes. Another one that will be in that starting 11 will be Adrien Rabiot, after the voices of Manchester United, after him saying no to Manchester United or Manchester United saying no to him, whatever. Now it's time to focus because he was suspended versus Sassuolo. He is back and Allegri already confirmed, like you can read in OneFootball, that he will start the game. Guys, if you are playing a 4-3-3 without Paul Pogba, with Fagioli that is not 100% like we were able to speak about yesterday or 2 days ago, Rabiot can be and will be the starter of the game. I'm expecting a lot of things from Rabiot. I don't care about Rabiot being top, not top, whatever. He's part of the team. He has to play and he also has to deliver. So I'm putting a lot of expectation not on what I expect from him, but on him. He has to prove us. He has to prove all the Juventini wrong. Guy, 1 year with Juventus, try to do our best. This is what we are asking from you. 11 players on the field from Juve. Perin is totally confirmed on the goal. On the left, Alexandro. On the right, Danilo. Center defense, as we already said, Bremer with Rugani. In the middle, Locatelli will again play as a regista, awaiting for Paredes that might join, but he's not there. Rabiot on the left with Weston McKennie on the right with Zakaria. Not 100%, but also maybe thinking about the Mercato. Up front, a trio with Kostic, with Cuadrado, and then our number 9, DUSAN, Vlahovic. We see also that Sampdoria will play with a 4-1-4-1 with Ciccio Caputo on front of the attack for them. And in the goal, our ex-goalkeeper, Odero. Attenzione, because Sampdoria, and I will repeat it, it's not an easy game. What about the other pages? What about the other team before going into the Mercato of Juventus? Put a maximum of like. Subscribe to the video if you're still here or no. Gazzetta dello Sport is saying Milan is il gap Di Costa. Gasperini is costing you points to Milan because yesterday they did 1-1 with Rebic and Brahim Diaz that were phenomenal, extraordinary in the first game of the season, that totally disappeared yesterday. Yesterday only 1-1 with a goal of Malinovsky. I didn't know that he was also able to score versus teams that were not Juve, but good for Atalanta, pity for Milan, maybe probably also a good result for Juventus, but attenzione because everyone is speaking about Napoli and especially one player that was that close to join Juventus a few seasons ago with Paratici, Kvaratskhelia, that Corriere dello Sport put in the front page with Kvaratskhelia. What does that mean? Kvara at the beginning of his name, Stella, the star. Star Kvaratskhelia, and yesterday he impressed a lot of people with 2 goals. Not me because I already knew him. I observed him, I studied him when he was linked to Juventus. What a player. 21 years old, he just started Serie A and he started it. Wow. Incredible. Is it the deal of the year? Probably yes, if you continue like that, because he was impressing a lot of people. Grande Napoli that I was expecting not doing a really great season, but with all the additions of Ndombele, Raspadori, Giovanni Simeone, Kvaratskhelia, the new star, Kim that also scored yesterday. Attenzione to Napoli that can be a really great contender. Who is called up for the squad list of tonight? We see a lot of players, but we see also that we have only 3 strikers, if we can't call them like that, because Mattia Sule is not a real striker, coming from under 23, not playing as a number 9. We have only Vlahovic and only Moiskin, and that's why Juventus is focusing on bringing in a new striker for Massimiliano Allegri to be able also to compete and probably in some parts of the games to rest Vlahovic. Milik Juventus, hot. It is hot. Reported by Daniele Longo. You like it or not, he is a real contender for starting with Juventus in a few games. Instead of Depay, pay attention. They are still putting Depay here in the trio that can arrive at Juve. Depay, we have Milik, we have Arnautovic. We see the heat maps of the 3 players with Milik and Arnautovic that are really 100% vice Vlahovic. That means players that are on the bench and are able to rest him him when he needs to rest, because you see the heat maps, they are recovering the same position as DUSAN, while Depay is a player on the heat map as well. We can see that he's starting slightly more on the left side and can play diverse position on the field. Who will it be at the end? We don't know. There is apparently already an agreement with Milik. In case of Depay total collapse, Arnautovic is depending on Rugani. What does that mean? That Rugani to Bologna for Arnautovic to Juve, with probably some money. Sorry, but we all know that Rugani, if he leaves, we have nobody anymore in defense, and we can't play a full season with only Gatti and Bremer, so I don't believe in Arnautovic at the end. It will be between Milik and Depay. A lot of people are negative about Depay at the moment. They are saying it's over, Milik has won, but Mohamed El Shahali was reporting the words of El Chiringuito yesterday with Dario Montero that was saying, attenzione, because Depay apparently already recorded, filmed his goodbye to Barcelona in the training center, in the complex of Barcelona. Everything is already on tape and recorded for his goodbye. We don't know if it will happen or not, but at least everything is prepared for him to leave. Will he go to Juve? These kind of news are, of course, giving us a bit more hope for the people that wanted Depay. Let's see. Really, the next few hours, especially after the game of Juve, will be super hot. What about Zakaria leaving Juventus for Monaco or going back to Bundesliga? He has a lot of doubts because he doesn't want to leave Juventus. Paredes, he has no doubt. He wants to play for Juventus as soon as possible. Again, I repeat you, for me, Paredes, you like it or not, he will be a Juve player. What about Arthur, that has not been called up? They are saying that he has a slight injury. There are still 10 days for him to find a new team. This is a clear message from Juventus to the management of Arthur. Otherwise, I don't see Arthur having a lot of minutes with Juventus this season and probably also missing the World Cup. What about Emerson Palmieri? Emerson Palmieri will finally not join Juventus, or probably not join Juventus, never again, and we can maybe say stop to the love story between the management and Emerson Palmieri, because he's about to go to West Ham. Is it a done deal? Not yet, but West Ham wants to complete that deal. And then the bad news, because you know I don't like injuries for Juve players, but I don't like injuries for any player of the world. That is for Italian teams like Milan, Inter, Napoli, Roma, or international teams. I don't care, I don't like them. I wish speedy recovery to Wijnaldum, that yesterday had a really big injury, fracture yesterday. He will have to go under surgery and probably miss 3 months. World Cup is at risk for him, so get well soon, guy. I hope so. He will miss the Juve game. This is a certainty of next week. Let's see, guys. Samp Juve, I want your predictions into the comment. If you're still there, I'm curious to read them. Maybe one of you will win the prediction game. Grazie, forza, Juve.